Let's take a look and see one method that might be useful for drawing the Eiffel Tower and making a model of it. First thing I'm going to do is go to a top view so that I can see straight down on it. And I'm going to change the camera to parallel. That way I'm looking straight down without any problems. And I don't care about size on this one. I just want to get the shape right. So let me do something. I'm going to do a file import. This is a new thing. File import, and I'll find that file that I just downloaded that was the image. There it is right there. And I'm going to import that, and I'm going to plop it right there. And I'll make it kind of big. I don't really care how big it is. I just did a double click on my mouse wheel to kind of put it into place. There we go. I can see it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this flat. I'm not going to worry about special things like just because it's just not needed for what we're doing. I'm not going to worry about the filigree or the fence or things like that. I want to just get the shape. This is a concept drawing to get the shape. Okay, so I'll start with a flat surface at the bottom, and I'm going to go about halfway. Now I'll go all the way across, and then I'll find that midpoint and go up. And I'm pretty close on it, but that'll help me draw things a little bit. And I'm not going to even draw the curves. I'm going to draw these as like just square pieces, and I'm going to draw these as flat because they're almost flat. See how they're almost flat? So I can just draw those up as I go. And like here, if I want to estimate the curve, maybe I'll make that 2 flat pieces. There's a flat piece, and I'll go from that end point up to another flat piece. And then I'll draw all the way across to that point. There we go. I kind of got something. And now let me draw this stuff at the top. And again, it doesn't have to be awesome. It just has to be kind of like it. And I'm going to draw just a little tiny spiky thing here to pretend like it's a spiky thing. There we go. I've got half of my Eiffel Tower. Now some of these things I can do a mirror image if I want. Let me show you how to do that. Or you could just draw it all over again. You could just draw the same thing and be close. But the mirror image is kind of weird. It's a scale. Isn't that weird? A scale. Let me pick this stuff again. Scale. It's wanting me to scale the... Let me just pick what I want. There we go. I want that, and then I'm going to scale it. And if I click this line and drag it over, and I think I can make it a -1. Okay, so first let me make a copy of it. Highlight that stuff. Move and click the control button, and it makes a copy. Now I can select that stuff, and I can scale it. Click on the red button, drag it over, and type -1. That means mirror image. And then I can move that into place. Select it. Hold my mouse button down. Click the move button. Grab the corner and move it up to the corner. Now if I put it into this kind of x-ray view, now I can draw these things. That thing looks like a half circle. So if I start here and draw, yeah, it's close enough to a half circle. And then go and erase this stuff. It doesn't belong. I'll get rid of that little piece, that little piece. So I've got that one. And this one, I'm just going to estimate what that looks like. Now that's a surface, so if I click on it and hit delete, it's gone. There we go. So that's kind of my Eiffel Tower. And I can get rid of these midpoints, these midlines, and I can even get rid of this because I'm not going to worry about the fact that those stick out a little bit. Because I'm going to make, oopsie, not like that, Control Z. I'm sure you've done Control Z often enough to be able to know that that's your fix it up. Go back. There. And that's going to be a good estimate. I could put little pieces sticking out and stuff, but that's how I'm going to do it. Now I'm going to come here. First, I'm going to do one more measurement. I'm going to measure how far I made it from here to here. 5 feet, about 5 feet, 7 inches. That'll be close enough. 5 feet, 7 inches. So if I press pull that up, 5 feet space 7 inches, that's really kind of cool. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to rotate that up. So here's your rotate button. I'm going to pick my Eiffel Tower and I want to rotate it this way. So I'll put the rotator right on there. There it goes. Come over here and tip it up 90 degrees. There. Got it. That is so cool. So there's my first thing to do. The next thing to do is make a copy of that and rotate that. So remember, the copy is the move button. Click your point. Click Control. Make another one. And now I want to rotate that. See what I'm doing here? I'm making another one that I can rotate. And then if I put those two things together, and I may have to do a little bit of work here to redo my view so that I only see that. I can make a rectangle around this. And I can move it so this front corner matches that. You see how it's starting to be a 3D Eiffel Tower. Now the trick, if you got just this far, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. There's one more really, really cool trick. I'm going to get rid of some of this stuff that I don't need. I don't need Google Susan anymore, so I'm just going to hide Google Susan. There's a really cool function called intersect faces. You can see people do this on YouTube and they draw this line and draw the other line and they get rid of it. But there's a command that does that for you automatically. So I'm going to select everything, right click on it, and intersect faces with the model. There we go. Now see how these can all be eliminated. This is so cool. So let me do an orbit to try to get it where I can eliminate a lot at once. Just to show you. If I take this little upper corner and delete, see how that's getting rid of the extra parts. Okay. And I didn't make too many surfaces, so I can kind of go get rid of them one at a time. Or I could do that picking a lot all at once. And I can get rid of a lot of the lines all at once. Okay, and I'm going to do another corner just so that you can see how that works. Let me get rid of a little bit more of this. Cool. Now let me get rid of another corner, and then you can see how that will make the Eiffel Tower. So you can see here that it's following the contour with what it gets rid of. There we go. So now I have one corner of the Eiffel Tower pretty well made, and you can do the same thing on the other two corners, and you're going to have a pretty nice copy of the Eiffel Tower. Oop, that was too much there. So I got a little too much gone there. Needed a little bit more, but that's okay. Those ones should have allowed me to get rid of just that one part. But you see how now I've got a real corner to the Eiffel Tower, and it's going back the right amount on each one. Okay, what the heck? I think I'm going to finish up just because I think it's pretty cool. Cool. Let me do just a little bit more to get rid of these ones. And there is your Eiffel Tower. So that took a bunch of new kind of weird stuff. But, and so that's why this one is optional. But there you go. You've got a model of the Eiffel Tower. And it's okay to leave this stuff in here because that's going to actually help it 3D print if that's what you decide to do. And if you want to put materials on it, you can play around and do a lot of extra work. But this is more than enough. It's very recognizable as the Eiffel Tower. There we go.